hard not to follow the leader these days, isn't it? Poor Biden. Oh, thank you, Sebastian. What is that, Kool-Aid? It's Kool-Aid, really? Huh. It's kind of funny. Welcome to the Bin Bin Show. I'm your host, Bin Bin. I hate to start the show off this way, but I found out a few hours ago that Norm Macdonald passed away from a long battle with cancer, and he was my favorite Weekend Update anchor on SNL. I was inspired, I took the joke from the movie of the dead hookers and Dirty Work, the scene where he keeps opening up with remote control all the Cadillacs they put dead hookers in them. He's like, I've never seen any dead hookers on my life. I used that in a bit with hookers falling from the sky over the Virgin Islands from Jeffrey Epstein's airplane. And the Virgin Island resident saying, I've never seen so many dead hookers falling out of the sky in my entire life. Like, this brilliant guy who told stories that a lot of people, I think, don't see today in comics because people want immediate gratification, punchline stuff that's like boom, 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 boom. But I think Stephen Wright, Mitch Hedberg, to a degree, have a difference. Those are varying styles, but they're different. And he's in that category of all-time greats with a unique style that did not pander. He did his thing. I guess one thing, I don't want to make the show really sad, but one thing I'll say is there's a bit he did on Conan O'Brien years back where he does this sort of about a moth going into a doctor's office and complaining about how he hates his life, he wants to commit suicide, he doesn't love his wife anymore. And the doctor goes well, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm a medical doctor. Maybe you should see a psychiatrist. Why did you come here? And the moth goes, well, the light was on. This is after 5 minutes of dark, negative, it's so good because it's just it's ridiculous, simplistic in a way, but this Chekhovian personification of a moth taking on all this depression and awful strife to that simplistic element of just reality and everyday life. It's something that people okay, where's the punch? It's oh, that's it. It's as simple. It's from severe to simple. And I don't know. I think it really, it helped. It definitely helped me. It's inspired me. And, Norm, rest in power. Rest in power. But the show must go on, as they say. The show must go on. We must strive forth. We must continue the allegiance to the comic gods and helping people not jump off buildings with their mundane, depressing, pathetic lives. Life isn't easy. I know some of us aren't dealing with cancer and imminent death like Norm, but, I feel like I'm getting fat. By the way, for those of you watching that care about me, if you don't believe that I'm getting fat, please comment in the section down below. If you do believe it, lie and make me feel better. This is reciprocal, right? You buy my shoes and my shirts, hi, and I make you happy for 3 minutes or 5 minutes, depending on where you're watching this show, or an hour if you go to my main channel and subscribe and click the like button on YouTube. It's reciprocal, back and forth. We're a community of Bin Bin people and DWA Deplorable with Attitude people. We like our freedom of thought to express ourselves, to say things I think people with bulimia there's something there. It's not it's not a disease necessarily. You could balance it out. I'll give you an example. When I eat salmon, steak, or nutrient-dense foods, I feel good when I swallow them. When I eat Starburst, pizza, and everything, I do not. I get nothing from those except feeling like a laggard or really a headache and then an instant rush of energy and then nothing, like snorting cocaine. So it makes me think, why don't we just chew and spit that shit out? Why do we have to even swallow? The bulimics are close, but they're going too far. We should really just spit that shit out. Enjoy it. Take a bite. Spit it out. And we can make it classy. The sommeliers have a little bucket they call a spittoon. High class. Once you get a bucket for your pizza and your candy and everything else, the rack of Oreos you eat, gobble up in bed by yourself after you masturbate at night after watching Leno. I don't know. I don't think people watch Leno anymore. It's something else. It's I don't know, whatever Netflix shit you're binging on, but there's always food and lubricant involved. I know you. If you watch this show, you and I we're kindred spirits. We have some things alike. And if I know some of that in my worst of times or every day of my life, I know that you do it too. But we can move on from that a little bit. We can try to be a little bit better. Not for the sake of superficiality or for adhering to some social norm fucking bullshit standard of normality. We're all on a fucking spectrum. But we can do better to make ourselves happier each and every day of our lives. And that starts with spitting out our food instead of swallowing. Just a little bit. Just to get the jaw popping. It's all about the jaw clench. See, I don't have any cheekbones. You might not realize that. I'm wearing sunglasses. Oh, how does he know? Well, it's all this. It's all this shit. So when I get fat and my face starts to round out, I got nothing for you. I just got my height, and you can't tell that shit because I'm living in a fucking chair on the internet in front of you. So I got to make what I have work. So, it's really shitty that I have to, on my days off, by days off, I mean my days of eating where I get to eat regular food and not worry about what I'm eating in terms of calories, that I have to think, oh shit, tomorrow I can't eat much of anything because I'm eating 6,000 calories today. That's the way I do it, by the way. I do that. I like to go heavy, lift weights, day off, drop the calories completely down, to really low. It's a nice feeling because I know I'll have days where it's like, no, bro, you can eat whatever you want, except that then I cheat a little bit the next day and I eat maybe 2,000 calories when I should have eaten 1,500. And then I start seeing, oh shit, Brad Pitt jaw. Starts to fade. It's like, oh shit, you're looking more like Leonardo DiCaprio these days, fucker. I'm like, shut up. No, I'm not. I'm in Cannes looking fabulous. Where are they? Venice right now? Venice Film Festival? I think that's where everything's happening. Imagine that. Imagine Ben dressed up. This is black, so you can kind of imagine it. Dressed up in a nice dinner jacket, maybe like a supermodel, 5'10", or Kelsey. Very close. I'll show you a picture someday. It's just kind of strange to show you. Like, look at this. But we're just walking along like, oh hi, Leonardo, are you going on Madagascar's yacht later? He's like, no, bro, man, actually going on. I'm going to go on Simon Cowell's dinghy, and we're going to recite some songs and play the banjo or something. It'd be lovely. I don't know why I'm doing Leo with like a British accent, but I just feel like it. I really feel like he's just like, no, I'm going to go on. I'm going to go fuck some 14-year-old girls and Ryan Seacrest's grotto. It's going to be good. I don't know. No, I'm just saying. He's not a pedophile. It's not pedophile. When they're 17-year-old girls or 18, it's not pedophilia. It's kind of weird. I feel like they all, I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's something else. What is that called? I don't know. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Sorry, Leonardo. I think it's fine to date 18-year-old models. Perfectly legitimate. 19, it's fine. 19 might be better. Again, it's capricious and arbitrary, though. It's a fucking year. I mean, Jesus, how many bad decisions do you make at 17, 18, or 19? Now, they're all the same, really. It's a blur. This makes no sense. The capricious and arbitrary rulings of society to protect, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm going to back it up in case I violate some sponsorship rules in the future. Like, he would have signed Ben to a deal. Cheetos, Frito-Lay, but he kept talking about the Illuminati. We don't want to go down there. See how I'm going with it? I was going down that road. I was going to that, like, what do they really do and say that's illegal? I don't want to go down that road. I don't want to go there. Don't want to go there. All I'm saying is chew your spoon and spit it out. That's all. That's what we're gonna go from there. I believe this public service announcement is long overdue. You can be fearful and pro-vax and still be sick of the virus and the segregation of family and friends and black people espoused by various governing bodies and society as a prophylactic against something that will always be with us, like the seasonal flu. Yes, some people are obsessed with taking every precaution possible, wrapping their children up from head to toe with saran wrap as they drop them off at school before following a suspected maskless domestic terrorist and mother of three Carol to the local grocery store as she's inside shopping, keying, "Wear a mask, bitch!" into the side of her Subaru Outback, while Carol is inside trying to get her daughter's Flexerol prescription for her cerebral palsy, but the pharmacy is saying her benefits have been cut because her hours have been cut, which has reduced her health care coverage. You drive back home, pop a Vicodin, take a sip of Chardonnay, Sato-shaped Michelle perhaps, as you wait for your next shift to start at 3 p.m. That's when your daughter's off from school. And you think to yourself, who am I? Did Carol deserve that? She did, right? She's being selfish. I'm a good person. It's where we are now. It's where we are. I just, it's where we are. It's brutal, but it's where we are. It's just, you can be safe and think everything's crazy and ridiculous. It's okay to think both things. It's okay to think, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to get a booster shot, but maybe I should. Another COVID-related news from the Daily Mail in Australia. Distress moment for a little daughter, and this shows you how crazy it's getting. A father is handcuffed in the park in a jogging outfit. This is important, as I explain later, with his daughter in his lap by the police for not wearing a mask in the park in his jogging outfit. This is important. The father was issued a fine and later released. Under New South Wales statewide lockdown, residents are allowed to leave the home for essential reasons: authorized work, exercise, healthcare, to buy vital goods, or to be vaccinated. It's funny, actually, in the stores in certain areas, certain states of Australia, New South Wales, Victoria, and others, you have sections of the grocery store that are blocked off, like the makeup area. Oh, that's not essential. As if it makes any fucking difference once you're at the store in public what you choose to buy. It's fucking insane. Face masks are mandatory in all public areas except for outdoors, unless you're exercising, which begs the question, how do you prove someone walking isn't exercising? Because they're with their daughter? Have you ever seen like a yoga class, father and son? Will Tennyson, watch his channel on YouTube. He's going to Orange Theory with his mom all the fucking time. Who would think that that's the thing? Except they're wearing outfits to jog, to sweat. That's what they're doing. And in this case, it's an infant and the father, but they're both wearing joggers. It's weird. Why? If you're a police officer, like this is the problem with policing that I think the left has, the honest left have a legitimate reason. Some people, I notice this with myself, love the power of just authority. They don't have real authority in their life. They have no real power. They don't make a lot of money. They have no position. I think when they talk about all those rape movies or situations of rape, it's like set the lawyer that's always defending the guy that's accused wrongly, or vice versa, where it's like the lawyer doesn't realize that his defendant actually is guilty and he's disgusting. It's like rape is about power. When I walk across the street and I see a guy or neighbor in my neighborhood, whatever, and I see him like a guy who's like 5'5", 5'7", whatever, someone everyday Joe in LA, and they start rearing their dog, like say, sit, hey, and they weren't doing any of that shit until I walked by. You want to know why? It's their way of trying to achieve a dominance hierarchy amongst the direct commonality of their potential threats or, constituents, i.e. 6'6", 225 pounds of sheer raw, whatever you want to call it. Hot sex? I don't know. Whatever. They have to do something because they feel emasculated. So what do? An animal that's subservient or dependent upon them, they try to show their power to me. And this sounds like ridiculous. I believe it's inherently like an insecurity complex. And I've heard of this in the penal system with guards. You saw this in every movie, shape, or form, but also in real life anecdote stories of people that have been gone to prison, stuff like that. They've shown how these guards get these positions and are abusive for the sake thereof. Stanford prison experiments, we've seen the same thing. We've seen this with police officers in general. Boys in the Hood, was it Boys in the Hood, where the black police officers are racist towards black youth? Weird. It shows like a systemic sense of power. And this is where I think racism separates it, where it's like, I have the ability to control you because I'm in a position of authority and you're not. In this circumstance, the guy walking his dog isn't with me, but he is with his dog, and he wants to let me know that he has some power. It's really pathetic. It's super pathetic. But if you're a police officer in Australia, and just a few months ago or 2 years ago, you never would think to accost some guy that's walking with his daughter in the park for no reason with no probable cause. And then arbitrarily someone says, hey, you got to wear a mask now. You got to do it. And 3 years from now, our COVID's still around and we may not have vaccines for every variant because there's going to be some. You're going to arrest the dude? No, probably not. Can't keep arresting people like this. Masks are not going to be, it's just not going to happen. People are not going to tolerate it. So this is a stitch in time where people are taking advantage. And like maybe it's like a low IQ thing. Maybe it's just I don't want to lose my job. Someone else will do this if I don't. I don't know, man. I think that you as a police officer, if you're watching this, you can take the time to just say, wait, I can use my judgment and not apply the rule blanketly. You had a daughter crying and walking around in circles as her father sat on the ground and handled. Now, I'll tell you what, if it was me, this is just like avoiding a fight with like my fiance or something in public. Like, maybe I could defend myself. Maybe I could do whatever, but I want to de-escalate it no matter what, predominantly because I'm with someone that I'm not sure that I can protect if something happens. But in general, tough guys, be careful. You never know. You never know. Someone has a gun, they have a knife, there's another person with them you don't see. You never know what people are thinking, and it's always best to de-escalate those situations. But in this circumstance with the police, given that I'm going to be arrested anyway, I might enact some civil disobedience. I might go DWA on their ass a little bit. See two cops in the street or in the park. I'm by myself. There's no one around. Of course, the picture was taken. I mean, there was an innocent bystander, like, leave them alone. At that point, I might be, fuck it, I can't hit these guys. And I don't think you should hit police officers. I'm just saying maybe I would have like wrestled them and pushed them down and then chased them with my daughter and then go to court and whatever. And pick up my daughter from Child Family Services and be like, yeah, the cops tried to arrest me for not wearing a mask, Your Honor. I don't know. Like, I don't like, what do you want? Like, I just like, I thought it was crazy. So I said no. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just. I would do something. I would refuse. Like you're gonna you were with your daughter who's an infant, and you're gonna let these like cops put handcuffs on you because they're cops. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. In a laboratory setting with everyone wearing N95 masks and they can never take them off, maybe masks make sense, but you're outside, and had you been jogging or walking at a quicker pace with your daughter, they would have left you alone. It's absolutely crazy. It's just, they're not applying the rules correctly. It's crazy. It makes me, I'm sorry, I'm like talking discursively, but it's like crazy people. It's like people at the DMV have the power to arrest you now if they feel like it. That's what it is. It's like, well, these are the rules, but you're in public and you're not doing something the way you're supposed to be doing. Well, no, that's not exercising. Sir, no, burpees are exercising. Walking briskly with weights in your hand, that's not exercise. No, we're going to arrest you. I'm going to take your daughter to the Child Family Services. They're going to put her into an orphanage. That's what's going to happen next. Tough shit. I'm going to cite you, and then we're going to probe you and anally swab you to make sure that you don't have COVID. If you do, we're going to burn you alive. Sorry for that. It makes me angry. I don't know. I get angry. I have a close friend who has $1 million education, and he's just like, dude, you're crazy I'm trying to get my booster right now. I'm like, dude, ugh. But Biden should make it a felony not to wear a mask. Just do that. Just stop beating around the bush all this bullshit. Label anyone refusing to get vaxxed a domestic terrorist. Child and Family Services will relocate your kids to an orphanage / booster clinical trial sponsored by Pfizer. You know a vaccine is good when after the first, second shot within a month, you need the booster. I think I've had 6 chickenpox boosters in the last 6 months. Oh, wait. No, I haven't. I don't remember the last one I got. Like, that's the point. This is like experimental shit. It's like, well, the booster shot. What's the booster shot? Because what was the second vaccine shot? Well, it's the third vaccine shot. We're calling it the booster. And what does that do exactly? Does it stop me from getting it? No. Does it stop me from spreading it? Not necessarily. Can I still get COVID with it? Yep. Is it injecting a cytotoxin inside of me that potentially could cause side effects? Yes, but the COVID side effects are infinitely worse, potentially. Gotcha. Does it cost anything? No? All right, I'll have one. That's basically it. It's basically what people are doing. And I'm not trying to be effectual with like saying this is crazy. I'm just like, this is crazy. It's just like the idea that cops are enforcing masks and arresting people in a first world country for in odd situations like that, or that what is it? Biden's federal mandate for vaccines for all government employees and companies with over 100 workers, regardless of exposure history. I don't understand that. There are studies, scientific journals, that say that the antibodies produced from the SARS-CoV-2 virus are stronger and longer lasting, especially against Delta, than the effect from the vaccine alone. So in some circumstances against COVID, but not Delta, I think the vaccine plus your natural immunity is even stronger. But it's like, why are you forcing this on people blanketly? What if some people already have antibodies? Why don't you test for those? It's crazy. They don't care whether you've had it or not. You just have to get the vax. Isn't it dangerous to get the vax while you're exhibiting symptoms of COVID, like while you're contagious and that high danger zone area of the first week or something? What if you were forced to choose between your job, getting fired in some odd period of time where you had COVID, you're getting the vax, and you only had a week to choose? Is that possible? Are they going to be lenient in that regard? It's just it's crazy the government telling a private business what they can and can't do with their employees, or a school telling, oh, sorry, you can't matriculate here again because you weren't vaxxed for this specific thing. But I already had it. No, you gotta get it vaxxed. Again, what does the vaccine actually do? Well, something, maybe. I'm just saying it's. I know the vaccine can be very helpful and the science is sound to a degree, but it's like, I don't know, man. What if you got monoclonal antibodies? No, it has to be the vax. And that's what's weird. It's like one form of treatment controlled by one company. Isn't the Sherman Antitrust Act designed to protect against monopolies? It's weird. Endorsed by the government. Isn't that fascism in and of itself? Private corporations embedded with government. That is fascism, verbatim. It's weird. It's weird. No one's talking about that. My good friend Daniel Littman, I've talked about on the show, that works at Politico, regularly in the press room at the White House. I wish that he would ask Jen Psaki, is that how you say your name? If Biden takes regular naps every single day. I feel like, don't you think he's the type of guy that gets a cookie and a warm glass of milk at around 2 o'clock? Or that, here's the Oval Office, and then sometime around 2:30 an intern comes in with a mat and maybe an iPad, puts it down next to it with a little thing like a Santa Claus milk and cookie thing, and then Biden finishes his last I don't know, whatever activity, and comes in, he just crawls on the floor next to it and lies down, and then he watches I don't know, maybe Good Times, and then ain't we lucky we got him, boom, 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 boom. And he eats his cookie, he's out within 5 minutes, sleeps for a few hours, wakes up, what? Who is there? Is that Joe Biden's husband? Who's that? Oh, Jen, it's you. Press conference. Oh no, can we play one of the tapes? I wanna finish this up. This is a good one. Dynamite. Janet Jackson's on this show. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know, man. The guy's spewing gibberish. The guy just telling you, it's you know what the creepy thing is? He didn't come up with this plan with the 100 employee. There's some other people that told the president of the United States to force people to be vaccinated in the private sector and have all government employees vaccinated, and this is where it's going, an app that will determine your vaccination status. Unquestionably. That's going to happen soon too. I know this sounds like, oh, you sound like a crazy... Everyone's a conspiracy theorist if you're against the norm now. I'm not talking about aliens and like lizard kings underground. I'm talking about like this specific thing that's going on that is unprecedented in this country in terms of authoritarian control over the populace and their health. And yet at the same time, we have people complaining about Texas' fucking abortions. And you want to know my opinion on abortions? I'll tell you my opinion on abortions. It's not black and white. Okay? Rape, incest. What are you kidding? Of course. A really heavy girl that's not aware she's pregnant at the seventh or eighth month. I believe babies in the second trimester have a 92% survival rate. So I'm just saying at that point, you're just talking about where is the baby located? Where is its apartment? Is it in a crib in a premature needle section? Is it at a house at 2 months after birth? Or is it in the womb at 7 months, ready to go, can live on its own if necessary, but you still have the ability to abort the baby in that circumstance? Those are the things where I'm like, that's just, at some point, it's complicated. That's all that I'm saying. I understand. I completely understand. Biting my fingernails is technically, destroying cellular structures. Do they have the potential to become a baby? No. Do I think someone that inadvertently has a miscarriage is a murderer? Of course not. Do I think a woman that has a abortion in the first trimester necessarily is a murderer or at all? No, of course not. But it's definitely, the process is a little bit different later on. And I think that, how do you enforce that? I don't know. What do you do about it? I don't know. I'm just saying it's not that simple. It's hard. It's a hard choice. Okay? Hard. It's not that simple. After I watched the videos of the abortion, and it's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have watched them. Like, yeah, 8 months. It's kind of fuck. Have you ever seen an abortion in 8 months? Like, what the fuck? That shit's just like, I mean, it's like playing with Mr. Potato. Oh, I'm gonna remove an arm. Oh, let's sever the spinal cord with this little like contraption. Everything's there. It looks like a baby. It's awful. I feel sorry for an overweight woman that's not aware she's pregnant at that point and just feel like she's passing on the gas. That sucks. But, geez, if you're pro-abortion, but you're you're demand the vax, I'm very much confused. That's all that I'm saying. And there's a lot of people like that. There are a lot of people like that. It's the most ridiculous thing. It's like blacks voting against gay marriage in California, but they're all part of our team, progressive, pro, minority rights. Yeah, tell that to Saudi Arabia and throwing gays off rooftops, man. But those forgot to do sponsors. Sorry. This episode of the Bin Bin Show sponsored by BetterHelp. Does your city need assistance? Do you have problems that you need solving? Please contact Beetlejuice. Sebastian. Fright show. What's the bit? What is it? Oh, it's not a bit. It's Mayor of Chicago? Lori Lightfoot? Yeah, no shit. God, she's frightening. Mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, says that to stop crime in her city, she's looking to lock up criminals. No, sorry, not lock them up, sue them. What? She intends to sue them on behalf of the city and take their possessions to discourage them from committing crimes. What? We can't wait for anyone else, says Lori Lightfoot. We have an opportunity to bring these violent street gangs into civil court and out of the shadows and expose them for who they really are. Well, don't you know who they really are since you're suing them? Like, who are you exposing them to? What the fuck are you talking about? This isn't like... This is like make-believe. And if we're successful, I think we'll be able to take their assets. What assets, you bitch? Sorry, hoes. I apologize. You're watching. My apologies. I don't mean to use the B word, but she's not. She's not. No, she's not a lady. She's a psychopath. First of all, let me explain something about drug dealers. Not that I know anything, but hey, okay, it's just basics. Let's just do estate planning. Why the fuck would a drug dealer or a criminal that steals shit and has lots of cash put it in a bank account in their name? They wouldn't. $9,999. They all know that. It gets reported. It's in the walls of some apartment, not in their name. Maserati, that's leased. Okay, honey? What are you going to do? Take their financed Ferrari? Oh, great. You're taking their bank debt. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. They might thank you for that. Let's get another one. Put in their grandmother's name so they don't have to deal with the hassle. What assets? You're going to take their watch off them on the street corner? What are you, robbing them? What are you, Alonzo Harris from Training Day? What the fuck are you doing, ho? It's so bullshit. Girl, you need to, like, step it up, girl. Like, you like trying to push that Soros, like, federalization of police force shit, man, but you're not even trying to hide it. I want to sue them. Yeah, little Ray on 7th Street. You've been served. You get a report on court. Oh shit, is this criminal? No, man. This is civil. This is one of it's one of Lord Life. Oh, fuck. What does she want? She want my chain. I want my fake one to court. Yeah, man. Play the game. That's what I'm saying. Handshake. Yeah. That'd be hilarious too. Like all the drug dealers, they actually appear for the summons, right? To like go to court for the being served for the civil litigation. They come in wearing all this fake shit. Lori Lightfoot's like, and it's a fake Rolex, fake gold. It's like, oh shit. It's like, I mean, I think it'd be hilarious if drug dealers start setting up fake houses. You know, so in bad neighborhoods, they have like trap cars where police officers intentionally leave like cars that are easily stealable, like open so that people get them and the cops watch and they charge. It's entrapment. It's disgusting. Some people make fun of it. They actually take the car on purpose anyway and joyride with it, and they try to catch me and they know the cops are watching and they have a plan to get away, and it's just kind of a joke. Like, you guys are idiots. Imagine a house with like fake Picassos and all this shit. It's in their name and it's like all fake. They set it up just brilliantly. And she like takes all the shit and then she goes to an auction house and she talks about it in the paper beforehand, and then like it gets to like Christie's or something to do the appraisal, and then you don't hear about it because privately they're like, listen, Miss Lightfoot, Mayor Lightfoot, everything here is fake. I think someone's fucking with you. It's like, oh no, we can't talk about this. Like, yo, it's fine, madam, you can do whatever you want, but this is all fake. And then she starts to think, and she calls George Soros, and she's like, George, baby, listen, I don't know what the cops that are guarding my mansion. They want to come in and shoot me. This is getting a little intense. What should I do next? What should I do? I don't know what else to do. Should I bake cookies for the drug dealers? Does that maybe encourage them to, like, I don't know, get into a trade school or some shit like that? Like, I don't know. What should I do? It's bullshit. It's bullshit, baby. It's bullshit. This woman's psycho. The police chief, David Brown, reiterated that flashing guns and money in a lifestyle that glamorizes cars, jewelry, all this stuff should be taken out, so it doesn't insinuate that there's glamour in being in a gang. I'm like, what like some like confined area of people that watch social media in Chicago of drug dealers? It's not the Kardashians. In other Chicago news, Young Jeezy, Lil Wayne, and the Big Timers are set to perform a benefit concert next month to raise awareness and money for themselves. It's so blatantly fake that this is like, how is this even a thing that you can like sell to people? It's almost like a victory march. Like, I can talk bullshit and you have to deal with it, and I'm going to be mayor because the game is so rigged that a guy that with dementia became president and a woman like me became mayor of Chicago, and there's nothing you can do about it. Fuck you. It's this crazy shit. It's not even like joking the matter. It's like just like Alonzo Harris. You want to get wet? Let's go rob some drug dealers. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're also sponsored by DWA. And the new flash shit. This is something that I think Lori Lightfoot would like to steal off a drug dealer. These are like Jordans back in the day where people would shoot you and take them off your feet. The new DWA Urkel ones. only at deplorr.com. DEPLORAR.com. So fly, so good. Also on Instagram. So fly. Fly. Spencer, a new film about Princess Diana, the circumstances surrounding her leaving Prince Charles. Go rowdy. Love you guys. Send me some more shit. Is set to be released UK and States release in November. Great. Awesome. Here, Kirsten Stewart is wonderfully in that. Love Kristen Stewart in Personal Shopper. Liked her in the first 50 minutes of Twilight 1 or Twilight. But yeah, I hear she's amazing in this. Can't wait to watch it when it gets to Netflix. But I learned recently that Prince William, like every teenage boy, had pictures of models all over his room. Claudia Schiffer, Cindy Crawford, etc. and so forth. Except, unlike other teenage boys, his mom took a particular interest in her post-puberty, or mid-puberty son's wants and had these supermodels visit him at their castle or house or whatever the fuck, Buckingham Palace, I don't know, when he was a kid. The girls on his wall, like the poster in his bunk bed looking up when he falls asleep, his mom noticed it was there and said, oh, you know what'd be nice? If I got this woman that my son whacks off to before bed to come and pay him a visit. Mother of the Year? Madam of the Year? I mean, that's just Heidi Fleiss shit. That's really nice. I even heard a rumor that Prince William had a thing with Claudia Schiffer. I don't know if that's true or not. I think like their age group is, I think it's not, I mean, he's older than me, or I don't know. People said I used to look like him before I got even more handsome and kept my hair. I don't know. My hair was blonde when I was a kid. It's dark despite what you see. God, fucking Backstreet Boy. Ba, ba, ba. I hate this. It's like, when will it go away, man? I just feel like I look like I'm an HGTV like homosexual Floridian realtor or some shit. Like, you guys gotta look at these closets. I mean, we put a bidet in the closet. I know we're crazy, but hey, you will not regret it. So I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but it's just so, I got a haircut, it's so kept, right? I thought like, oh, look on the sides, all of it's gone, right? Like it's like no more blonde shit. But then you have this top. It's like, now it looks like it's effectual. Like, what? Obviously, I bleached my tips on top because like there's not. It's so uniform now. See what I mean? Like it's like, oh, nothing there, but on top, so it's like almost looks obvious. And before I had the Robert Redford, like, oh, he's just blonde and handsome. Nope. Now it looks like this guy tries a little hard. If I was single, it's like, that's that's weird. I'm not into that. It's also kind of gay. If you're a girl, you're like, well, obviously if he's gay, I can't. So what straight guy would? No one. Unless you're Ryan Seacrest. No one. So it's not a homophobic thing. It's can't get him because he sucks cock. That's what it looks like. So it's very frustrating. Oh, and you just gotta, no matter where you are in life, ring or not, you want, you like the attention. And sometimes you're not going to get that attention if girls look for that, especially you start to look a little bit older, a little bit more, matured. They look for that ring and kind of put you in a category. And so they see it. Sometimes some girls like that you have the ring. And they're like, I don't really care. I want to break that shit up. It'd be fun. Some girls are attracted to that. It's like there must be something good about him. There must be something he has going for him. Because why the fuck would that happen otherwise? Makes sense, doesn't it? But some people are just like, nope, I would never do that. No. He's not available. Waste of time. Almost like, me trying to have sex with pregnant women. Of course, I did do that a lot when I was young. Weird stuff like that, like kinky, but not anymore. No, not anymore. I was into a lot of weird. And it wasn't like, it was consensual. A lot of pregnant women get really, really horny and have kinky husbands. When I was 19, some strange stuff happened in my life. My mom died, got into some weird stuff, and, it was a good learning lesson about all that convex belly stuff. But yeah, it's twins, quadruplets. I went everywhere. Natural insemination through lesbian couples, everything. We'd like your genes. Sure. Yeah, that's thank you. They're Levi. No, we want your what? We'll pay you $10,000. What is happening? You fuck her, and then we pay you. Oh, really? Sweet. Are you on birth control? No, that's the point. Are you slow? I don't know what's happening. All I know is I don't want to pay child support. He's an idiot. Never mind. It's not what happened. But it was fun. I had a good time. I was editing last week's episode. I saw this scene where I had this rowdy, and I was like just going back and chugging it for like 5 minutes. I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, this is really should be cut. It's like, no, like, so yeah, no. I just like go fall. I'm just rocking it. I don't know. Oh man, I feel a little pressure. Why is there pressure? Why is there pressure to do these like what pressure? Like what am I talking? Like what is the pressure? There's this artificial pressure I put on myself when I do this show, and it just takes away from me being me. It's like, what the fuck? Who's judging you? You fuck. There's no CAA agents like, oh God, I'm gonna come in my pants if we get him. Jimmy Fallon, we can use him to knock down Jimmy Fallon's number by a couple mil. Look at that kid. What are you doing? Just relax. Enjoy. What is the pressure? It's like, I feel like a fucking like lump of coal up some giant man's ass. Just get tight. I just feel like I'm a diamond, but I don't know. I'm just compressed right now. It's like, but if you release, and you're just like, I'm a diamond. But just diamonds don't have to worry. You're just a diamond. There's no worries, no rush. You know, William having sex with supermodels that his mom set up for him. That's a fucking interesting story. That's a cool mom. A little crazy, a little like different, but like maybe that's just what you get when you're a prince. Maybe his mom also gets off on it. Like, you know, it's like, my son's a prince. He's handsome. And I'm going to like bring him women because he deserves it. Cause he's, you know, my little prince. You know, like when moms like that, my mom like was, see, my mom was very, very, I was spoiled. And I feel like my mom would have done exactly the same thing. Brought me women. Until she got cancer, and then every girl I dated was like a threat. But before that, she would be like, oh, who do you like? You like brunettes? Like your mom? No problem. And now I do like brunettes. And I start to realize my dad's narcissistic personality, there are elements of that I've had my entire life that I've just learned how to like stop because it's poison. It's useless. It's awful. There's also parts of it that make you help you. You just have to take the good and the bad. Some people say narcissism is all bad. It's not true. Especially if you're ambitious. But my mom, you know, am I dating women that are all my mom? Am I dating my mom over and over again? Like I'm fucking like Tony Soprano or some shit? He married the girl that's not his mom, but then sleeps with his mom on the side. Like versions of her. Borderline personality disorder. And I started to think like, my dad's 5'9", and narcissist, Napoleon narcissist. My mom's 5'11", like model. And I've dated girls with borderline personality disorder, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just apparently borderline's like guys that are very like be introverted or extrovert, like, you know, confident. So I'm fucking my mom. Anyways, that was a nice divergence from anything appropriate. What did you do for September 11th, Sebastian? Just cry. Yeah. That's not really productive. You want to know what I did? I built a set of Legos of the Twin Towers. To scale. No. But I built the Legos of the Twin Towers, and then I knocked them down in a controlled demolition, particularly Tower 7 with a green Power Ranger that I've had since middle school. Yeah. This is art. Something. Crying isn't really. Yeah. Try better next time. Crying. Everyone can do that, but you know, I did. Created something. No, but it was very sad. I think this time more than ever because of the way social media kind of gives you this connection to the general consensus or the synthetic consensus. But leaving Afghanistan and its connections to September 11th, although it was like mainly 15 Saudi guys bought and paid for by the Saudi. Well, I digest 7 or 9 pages of the Saudi, the 9/11 report were redacted because of our relationship with Saudi Arabia. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, moving on from that. But Afghanistan was part of it somehow, and we went there for that reason, to fight Al Qaeda that were involved in September 11th, and then we left right before September 11th, and this kind of gave up, and it just kind of leaves bad taste in my mouth, like closing a chapter without the satisfaction of closure. It's like closing something without closure is not a great feeling. It just leaves you discontent. But that discontent turned into anger and rage because I read this tweet from a Syracuse University psycho progressive woman, professor, adjunct professor, assistant professor, whatever the fuck, Jen Jackson, regarding September 11th and what happened. And she says, we have to be honest about what 9/11 was and what it wasn't. It was, her words, an attack on the hetero-patriarchal capitalistic systems that America relies upon to wrangle other countries into passivity, as opposed to the queer, matriarchal socialist societies representative of Al Qaeda and Boko Haram. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what does the hetero-patriarchal thing have to do with anything? You want to know what the problem with social media is, like, in general? Like, that Professor Jen Jackson may not believe anything she just tweeted. There's nothing. It's like designed to make me angry. Like, it's designed to make me click on it. It's not actually what she feels. She just knows it's so ridiculous that it could benefit her by getting her the same attention that I'm giving her by saying how crazy she is. That's the problem with social media. If enough people hate fuck her on Twitter, like I'm doing now through this podcast, Simon & Schuster will give her a book deal, and she wins. She has a conversation with Tucker Carlson a week later. Your bow ties are a symbol of white patriarchal suppression of African Americans. Then Tucker responds, but Malcolm X wore bow ties. And then she goes on, but to be ironical, crack a please. The condemnation of the right against the left against the right, is this another form of selling? Doesn't matter. You can't have Steven Crowder, Tim Pool, me, to an extent, Ben Shapiro without CNN, without Rachel Maddow. You just can't. You can't. It's just the way it is. Both are marketing a product, often embellished, for the sake of clicks. It's the system, and it's not. Well, it's disgusting. It really is. It's not. It's the collateral damage is the problem. That's what's disgusting about it. The viewership, the public, the world, and then there's kids. All collateral damage. Yeah. So a young person sees outside of this like politics, but they see like Kylie Jenner's life and realize theirs is not as cool as hers. Or a young teenage girl sees a white patriarchal mob of Trump supporters trying to force her to keep her baby, the father of which she thought was the starting quarterback of the high school football team. But it turns out he's not really even part of the team. He's just the mascot, and he's 40. What I'm trying to say is we are all victims of this 21st century warfare, social terraforming, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But maybe if we realized it and understood the game, that the article that sounds like it's supporting the antithesis of our ideology or what we think is normal or rational is actually designed for us that think the opposite way to click on it for the sake of shock or offense. It fuels this. That's what social media does. It fuels negativity, not positivity. That's that, like, the negative is the net benefit. Until we realize that the article is fake and feigning and effectual for the sake of our frustration with its ridiculous nature that is synthetic and not true, and the author doesn't even believe it, we'll just keep clicking and the game will continue. But if we are aware that it's a game and we choose to turn off our phones and say no, or not click and filter for ourselves, we'll be much better for it. The problem is a lot of people don't have time. And they feel eerily disconnected from the world without it. I think everyone just needs to be rich. And in that way, they can have wine at night and go on trips and see culture and step away from their phones and not feel like they're part of this ever-ending grind of bullshit that's supposed to end when they're not young and vibrant or have any, neuroplasticity left. They're just a cog in a wheel, even when they're outside of the wheel. They've been engineered socially to be a certain way, even once they're outside of the system, and they don't. They're not a threat. Frightening. Matrix is coming out. Yeah. Did you know Mickey flipped upside down is wicked, and that there are phalluses and references to the Illuminati in all those Disney movies? Did you know that? I'm not going to go into it because I have this podcast. I don't want to piss off any future sponsors, but it's interesting. It's interesting. As an entrepreneur, I be careful, but it is interesting how much sexual shit's in all those movies, and learn about the Illuminati's on a chalkboard. There's legitimate words like learn the Illuminati, research, or it's just creepy. It's interesting. Secret societies, all that such. It's interesting. I don't know. Take it for what you will. It's very hard to be an entrepreneur unless you've had a real job. I don't know a lot of people that say they're going to start a business unless they've worked for someone else's business and made them richer as they struggled to pay for a one-bedroom apartment and kept answering your phones, citing the same bullshit script over and over again. Thank you for calling Intertech. My name is Jorge. How can I direct your call? They gave me the name Jorge because they wanted to appear progressive and, super good, I guess. But in truth, the owners were Minutemen on the weekends, kidnapping illegal immigrants and shipping them to an undisclosed location for a billionaire to play the real-life version of the most dangerous game and hunt them. If they survive, they get to fold towels at a resort until they keel over from exhaustion. If they die during the hunt, their ashes are converted into aerosol and compressed canisters, I believe was the case, and unleashed at Anderson Cooper's Gay Weekend Bonanzas at Bohemian Grove. The gay Illuminati, in case you don't know, believe dead Mexican ashes possess the same properties as amyl nitrates, poppers. They sniff it and can fuck each other for hours in the woods under the approved gaze of Moloch the Owl God. I have not been invited back. Not the hair. I'm just kidding. It wasn't Gay Weekend. It was another, They just thought my views were a little antithetical to their ends, which is why we're all part of the DWA team, right? We're not part of that shit. We're part of something that's outside the system or the control. We're Negroes with attitude. Deplorable. Excuse me, deplorables. That you wonder where it came from. It was a joke. Florida students aged 14 and 13 plotted a Columbine mass shooting and had amassed guns, ammo, and knives. The knives last really run out. Why don't you just get more ammo? What do you need the knives for? Fuck this! Stab them like little MS-13 fuckers? I don't know. This is weird. Focus on the guns. It's like, I don't know if there's enough ammo. Well, we just get knives. No, get more ammo so you know. Be prepared. It's weird. You're not a Boy Scout. You're a mass murderer. It's fucking retarded. The mom cried out at the arraignment of one of the little boys saying, "He's just a little boy. Please don't take my son," as he was taken away from the court. After the arraignment, the judge ordered the children to be sent to a juvenile detention for 21 days. 21 days. Planning a mass murder. 21 days in juvenile hall. It's interesting. He's just a little boy. Just a little boy. So is Hitler. So is this creepy fucker from Sandy Hook. So is this kid. Damien, I believe his name is. And this one. Also this kid. Oh. Well, he has autism. Not his fault. But 21 days, it's not even a rehab stint. What the fuck is that? There's you're putting them in juvenile hall with a bunch of people that are rebelling in life already. And they're going to be surrounded by people that are now in a system they don't want to be in. What the fuck do you think they're going to do? It's not a benefit. How about therapy? How about talking? How about some medication? How about something that's not like, I don't know, like a prison camp for 21 days? And that's the panacea for the kids that thought, you know what the answer is? AR-15 assault rifles. Yeah, maybe some tender loving care is what they need, some attention. Batshit fucking crazy. Putting two kids against their will in a situation like that with a bunch of kids that hate control and are rebelling anyway against society is, I have one word for it: recidivism. That's the future. It's the problem. They're not reformed, especially not in 21 days. Aren't all the elements of psychopathic, sociopathic elements, not necessarily the genetic traits, but some of them from childhood in terms of nurture, like reprogrammable? Why are we enforcing the criminal justice system, which is a fucking joke, on children? Have a therapy thing. Like, it's like, I don't know. The problem is ultimately, like, you have the therapy, then you have the parents. And the parents were the reason that therapy was even needed in the first place, probably. And some parents can't even fucking help it. They don't know any better. But it's like it's like society's just throwing, like, oh, put them in a box. Yeah, that'll solve it. Because neglect has nothing to do with their current situation. So, feeling neglected amongst the lost boys is the fucking nuts. Oh, this is a bunch of guys like, oh, what do you do? I was going to shoot up my school. Hey, I thought about doing that. Oh, it's interesting. Oh, this is like-minded individuals. That's the answer. Fucking ridiculous. For 21 days, and then they're back out. It's like, dude, I didn't save my browser. I didn't save my tabs. Where did I buy those guns? Like, dude, it's fucking nuts. In a new HBO documentary, Alanis Morissette states that multiple men, when she was a teenager in Canada as a rising pop star, had sex with her, and that it was statutory rape and they are pedophiles. At the time, she was 15. The age of consent at the time was 14, but still, she's speaking to a predatory nature of the business against young women. Justifiable in every regard, except for the legal precedent, but still, undoubtedly, it is an issue. And it's interesting. She's not going to go to the premiere of this documentary titled Jagged, apropos, even though it's about her. She's consented or stopped consenting or doesn't have the rights, and the work was done, so they're going to go forward. Something she doesn't approve of. Or she just doesn't want to hear her own voice, which is really, again, lovely, but an acquired taste. It's like fleeting, too. I don't listen to her voice much anymore. It's a lot like it sounds like a young Amish girl churning butter on a hot day in the countryside when she has blisters and she can barely stand it anymore. And she knows as she's churning away that it's Jebediah's birthday. And when it's Jebediah's birthday, you have to give him a handy after she feeds the chickens and puts the kids to bed. And, it's just ironic of all the days. Don't you think? Yeah, I don't know. I remember my first CD with my mom. I think my stepmom got me Jagged Little Pill, which was nice. She also was like a Windsor or related to Princess Diana somehow. Didn't go to her funeral though because they didn't like each other. I don't understand it, but whatever. Weird. Okay, so yeah, I wanted Prodigy. Take the pressure. Just they my test, psychosomatic in that band, like Breathe was a song. I wanted that. Not much more on that album, but I wanted that. And then someone at Tower Records convinced my mom, no, he'll like this better. It was Nimrod by Green Day, and I did. There's more to it. There's more there, but yeah, I don't know. It was fine, I suppose. Yeah. The Met Gala happened over the weekend. This is a picture of Whoopi Goldberg at the event. Kind of reminds me of a Wachowski and an eggplant mixed together. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. I think the ultra wealthy fund. She looks like some sort of princess out of a Alice in Wonderland book or some nonsense like that. Some like weird, or maybe something from like The Fifth Element. She's like, I don't know. Ruby Rod and her are giving away something to like the peasantry of some like faraway distant planet. I don't know. That's what she looks like. It's crazy. Or it looks like this something some kid would make in a like a, I don't know, like a middle school. Like, Mom, look what I did. What is this? I don't know. Okay, well, we'll give it to Whoopi. But I think the ultra wealthy have created the fitness industry, just like kind of like fashions created this idealism to make people like hate themselves, like, look, you'll never be this skinny, ha ha ha. But the fitness industry is the same kind of thing, where they've convinced everyone that success is equal to abs, and that you can be, everyone, regardless of your aptitude, can get abs. So if you get abs, you're winning in life. If you bench press 225 for reps, you're winning in life. You don't need millions of dollars or start your own business and disrupt the system. No, you just enjoy your abs and you're good. That, I think, is one of the things. It's like, well, we have to keep the barrier to entry so people don't attack, and win, and like we control our, power. What can we do to these people to keep them docile? Well, we can convince them that abs are like the most important thing in the world. That's an idea. We can give them heroin. That's an idea. We can give them phones and encourage them to stare at stuff that's like basically crack videos all day long instead of reading books and learning new things and starting something for themselves and improving their, skill set. That's a thought. And the off chance the rich have to go out in public, they have the benefit of enduring less ugly fat people. And for those ugly fit people, well, at least they're trying. It's something. It's an improvement. And the last thing, I had this thought the other day. I was like, what if your girlfriend tells you her last boyfriend was retarded? How would you feel about that, given that she's just dating you now? And then what if during that conversation she tells you that she feels or thought or thinks that you're retarded? What would you do? Would you take a aptitude test? I don't know. I have no idea. I have to go. I'm going to go lift weights because I want to make the rich people happy. It's a late one. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. So yay. I'm not plugging any events. I'm going to plug someone I really like. Watch Tim Dillon and go see him at the Beacon Theater. He's brilliant and amazing, and his last few podcasts have been fucking hilarious. All right. I'll see you later. Been out. Stay fabulous. And yeah. Ta-ta.